Whispers in the dark. Maya Chen leaned closer to her monitor, the blue light illuminating her face as she studied the anomalous patterns. 3 years at the Atacama Deep Space Listening Array had taught her to distinguish between cosmic noise and meaningful signals, and these pulses were unlike anything in their database. "You're still here?" Dr. Ramirez asked, appearing in the doorway with 2 steaming cups. "It's nearly midnight." Maya accepted the coffee gratefully. "These signals from HD 219134, they're structured, Sophia. Too regular to be natural phenomena. The board won't approve extended research based on a hunch," Sophia warned, but her eyes betrayed curiosity. "What makes you so certain?" "Mathematical sequences embedded in radiation patterns that shouldn't exist naturally," Maya replied, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. "Prime numbers, then Fibonacci sequences. It's like someone's trying to get our attention." Halfway across the world, Elias Reed startled awake in his sparse apartment, sheets damp with sweat. The same dream again, blinding light, floating sensation, voices without sound. He reached for the notebook on his nightstand, adding another tally mark. 14 consecutive nights now. Elias moved to the kitchen, pouring whiskey with an unsteady hand. 4 years since his discharge, since the classified operation in Kazakhstan that no one would acknowledge. Sometimes he still felt phantom pain where the strange marks had appeared on his skin, marks that military doctors had documented before they mysteriously faded. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Reed," he answered. "They're coming back," said a voice he hadn't heard in years. Colonel Winters, his former commanding officer. "The activity we tracked in 21 has resumed." Elias gripped the counter. "I signed your NDAs. I'm out. Check your email, then tell me you're out." The line went dead. Elias opened his laptop, finding a single new message containing a video file. Footage from an astronomical observatory showed a cluster of objects changing direction in ways that defied physics, accelerating beyond any known aircraft capabilities. In a quiet cafe in Geneva, Nara Khatri sipped tea as she wrote in her journal. To casual observers, she appeared to be an ordinary woman enjoying a peaceful evening. None would guess she was documenting precise coordinates where she believed contact would first occur. Nara had never shared her ability with anyone. How she sometimes knew things she couldn't possibly know. As a child, these intuitive flashes had frightened her. As an adult, she'd learned to trust them. Tonight, the sensation was stronger than ever. Her pen moved across the paper, sketching symbols she didn't understand. The same sensation had driven her to book a flight to Chile, departing tomorrow. As Maya continued analyzing her discovery into the early hours, as Elias stared at evidence of the impossible, as Nara prepared for a journey guided by instinct, none of them realized how their paths would soon intersect, or that the silent war that had been waged in shadows for decades was about to erupt into the light. Somewhere beyond Earth's atmosphere, objects too small for conventional detection were entering orbit, carrying passengers who had waited generations for this moment. Convergence point. The Chilean sun beat down mercilessly as Maya exited the research facility, squinting against the glare. She clutched her tablet containing the encrypted signal data, looking anxiously at her watch. 3 days since her discovery, and the anomalous patterns had intensified. "Dr. Chen," Maya turned to see a tall man with military bearing approaching. His face was weathered, eyes alert but tired. "I'm Elias Reed. Colonel Winters sent me." Maya's posture stiffened. "I don't know any Colonel Winters, and I have a meeting with the board in 30 minutes. "A meeting where they'll shut down your research because what you found scares them," Elias replied. "The prime number sequences followed by Fibonacci. It's their signature." Her blood ran cold. She had told no one about that specific pattern except Sophia. "How could you possibly?" "Because I've encountered them before." Elias rolled up his sleeve, revealing faint marks in a geometric pattern. Kazakhstan 2021. Official record says it was a meteorological research mission. It wasn't. Before Maya could respond, a woman approached them. She moved with unusual grace, her dark eyes intense. "Dr. Maya Chen, Elias Reed." She spoke their names with certainty. "I'm Nara Khatri. We don't have much time." "How do you know our names?" Maya demanded. Nara handed Maya her journal, open to a page covered with symbols identical to the patterns in Maya's signal data. "I drew these 3 weeks ago," Nara said quietly. "Before your discovery." A thunderous boom shook the ground. In the distance, a plume of smoke rose from the main research building. The board meeting, Maya whispered. That wasn't an accident, Elias said grimly. We need to leave now. As they sped away in Elias's rental car, Maya's phone lit up with emergency alerts. Similar explosions had occurred at research facilities in 14 countries simultaneously. It's happening faster than I anticipated, Nara murmured, staring at the sky. The Vorsen don't want us to know they're here until they're ready. Vorsen? Maya asked. How do you know that name? Elias demanded, knuckles white on the steering wheel. Nara met his gaze in the rearview mirror. The same way I knew where to find you both. I just know things sometimes. They drove into the night, Elias occasionally checking for pursuit. Maya examined Nara's journal, finding coordinates, dates, and drawings that corresponded to classified incidents. Elias reluctantly confirmed. Where are we going? Maya finally asked. San Pedro de Atacama, Elias answered. There's someone we need to meet. In a small adobe house on the outskirts of town, an elderly man waited. Professor Alejandro Vega had been expecting them. The signals have returned, he said without preamble. Just like in 1977, the WOW signal, Maya breathed. That was them? First contact, Vega nodded. But not the last. They've been watching, waiting, some helping, others planning. As dawn broke, they gathered around Vega's table covered with decades of research. The professor revealed the existence of two alien factions, the resource-hungry Vorsen and the protective Luminari. The silent war has been waged through proxies, Vega explained. Human allies on both sides, but something has changed. Maya felt Elias's hand brush against hers under the table. Their eyes met briefly, a moment of connection amid the chaos. They're done being silent, Nara whispered, her gaze distant. And we're at the convergence point. Beneath the surface. The abandoned mining facility outside Calama looked unremarkable, its rusted gates padlocked and warning signs faded by sun and sand. But according to Vega's documents, beneath the crumbling structures lay one of 12 global sites where recovered extraterrestrial technology had been studied in secret for decades. How do we get in? Maya asked, surveying the perimeter. Elias produced a keycard. Winters sent more than just coordinates. In the 3 days since their escape from the research facility, Maya had observed how Elias moved, always alert, efficient, protective. She found herself drawing closer to him, not just for safety. You trust this Winters person? Nara asked. Not entirely, Elias admitted, but he risked everything sending me those files. The facility's elevator descended far deeper than any mind should reach. When the doors opened, they faced not rough-hewn tunnels, but a pristine laboratory complex humming with power. It's still operational, Maya whispered. They moved cautiously through empty corridors until reaching a vast chamber. Inside stood 7 cylindrical objects, each the size of a bus, composed of a material that seemed to absorb light. Vorsen scout vessels, Nara said with certainty. Maya approached one, her scientific curiosity overcoming caution. The surface rippled at her proximity. It's reacting to you, Elias said, moving protectively closer. To her genetic signature, came a voice from behind them. They spun to find a woman aiming a weapon at them. She was flanked by 2 security personnel. Dr. Isabel Ward, she introduced herself. And you're trespassing in a government black site. A black site studying alien technology, Maya countered. Technology connected to the global attacks. Ward's expression revealed nothing. The Vorsen technology is being contained, not studied. The attacks were preventable failures of containment. You're lying, Nara said simply. Ward's attention shifted. The intuitive. We've been looking for you. Elias stepped forward. We know about the factions, about the Luminari. Then you understand what's at stake, Ward replied, lowering her weapon slightly. The Vorsen advanced scout arrived 6 months ago. Full invasion force is imminent. And the Luminari? Maya asked, more cautious. They've integrated, walked among us, some for generations. Ward led them to a secure room filled with screens monitoring global communications. Reports of technological failures, strange lights, unexplained phenomena poured in from every continent. The Vorsen are neutralizing our defenses, Ward explained. Communications will be next. Later, alone in temporary quarters, Maya found herself unable to sleep. A soft knock at her door revealed Elias, equally restless. I don't know who to trust, she confessed as he sat beside her. Trust what you feel, he said softly. When he touched her cheek, the connection between them seemed to transcend the chaos surrounding them. Their lips met hesitantly at first, then with increasing urgency, finding in each other an anchor amid uncertainty. In the darkness of her room, barriers fell away, not just clothes but the walls they'd built around themselves. For precious hours they forgot about alien invasions and government conspiracies, losing themselves in each other's touch. Dawn found them entwined, whispering truths they'd held back, until alarm shattered the moment. It's happening, Nara announced when they found her. The Vorsen ships have entered orbit. On every screen, the same message played in all languages. Surrender resources. Resistance means extinction. The silent war had found its voice. The breaking storm global communications collapsed within hours. Satellite networks went dark first, followed by cellular towers, internet infrastructure, and finally power grids across entire continents. Panic spread faster than information. In the fortified bunker beneath Ward's facility, Maya worked feverishly to decode the expanding range of alien transmissions now flooding Earth's atmosphere. There's a pattern to the frequency shifts, she explained to the small team gathered around her workstation. It's not random, it's a response mechanism. Elias returned from a perimeter check, his face grim. Kalima has fallen. Military response has been ineffective. The past week had transformed their relationship. In stolen moments between crisis points, they'd found something neither expected, a deep connection that went beyond physical attraction. Now his hand lingered on her shoulder, a gesture both protective and seeking reassurance. The Vorsen technology neutralizes electrical systems, Ward explained. Conventional weapons are useless. But not all of them are fighting, Nara interjected, looking up from Vega's ancient texts. Some are watching, waiting. The Luminari, Maya nodded. If we could just communicate with them. A thunderous explosion rocked the facility. Emergency lights flashed as dust rained from the ceiling. They've found us, Ward said, checking security feeds. We need to move to Site Bravo. As they hurried through emergency tunnels, Nara suddenly stopped, her eyes unfocused. No, it's a trap. Elias hesitated, torn between Ward's authority and the intuitive's warning. Trust her, Maya urged. Instead, they emerged above ground into a landscape transformed by alien presence. Massive ships hovered over distant cities. Closer, strange structures had begun growing from the Earth itself, crystalline formations that pulsed with energy. Resource extractors, Ward explained. They'll drain everything, minerals, water, eventually organic material. They found temporary shelter in an abandoned village. That night, as Maya stepped outside for air, she noticed unusual light patterns in the sky, quick, darting movements unlike the ominous hovering of Vorsen craft. The Luminari are mobilizing, Nara confirmed, joining her. But they're outnumbered. Why help us at all? Maya wondered. Because some believe humans have potential beyond what the Vorsen see. Nara's voice changed subtly. Some have watched humanity evolve for millennia. Maya turned sharply. You're one of them. Nara's smile was sad. Half. My mother was Luminari, my father human. There are more like me than you'd think. When Maya told Elias, his reaction surprised her. Not shock or betrayal, but thoughtful consideration. It explains her abilities, he said, pulling Maya close, and gives us an advantage. Their kiss was desperate, charged with the knowledge that each moment together might be their last. As the night deepened, they reaffirmed their connection, hands exploring familiar territory, with new urgency. Dawn brought news that a resistance had formed, scattered groups armed with modified technology that could temporarily disable Vorsen systems. We're not beaten yet. Elias told the growing group of survivors gathering around them. As Maya continued working on communication methods, Nara spent hours in trance-like states reaching out to her maternal people. They're coming, she announced finally. The Luminary Council has voted to intervene directly. Above them, the sky began to change, new lights appearing among the stars. The breaking storm was about to become a hurricane. Dawn after darkness. The battle for Earth reached its crescendo as Luminari ships engaged the Vorsen in Earth's atmosphere. Streaks of light crisscrossed the night sky, silent but devastating exchanges of technology beyond human comprehension. On the ground, Maya had transformed the village's old church into a makeshift laboratory. Combining her knowledge of xenobiology with Nara's insights and salvaged equipment from Ward's facility, she was close to a breakthrough. If the signals follow quantum entanglement principles, she explained to Elias, we could potentially create a resonance field that disrupts their coordination. Elias watched her work with undisguised admiration. In the weeks since their world had collapsed, he'd found something he never expected. Not just love, but purpose beyond survival. The Resistance reports force and ground forces are adapting, he said, studying tactical maps where red indicators spread like infection. We're losing containment zones hourly. Maya looked up, exhaustion etched on her face. I need more time. I'll get you that time, he promised, kissing her fiercely before joining the defense team. The attack came at dawn. Vorsen ground troops, humanoid but wrong in subtle ways that triggered instinctive revulsion. They moved with mechanical precision, overwhelming the village's outer defenses. Elias led the counterattack, utilizing guerrilla tactics against superior technology. For hours they held, but casualties mounted. When a blast caught him in the shoulder, he refused evacuation. The resonance field is ready, Maya's voice crackled through their makeshift communications. But it needs to be deployed at the primary extractor. The massive crystalline structure dominated the horizon, pulsing with energy stolen from the Earth. I'll take it, Elias volunteered despite his injury. Not alone, Ward countered, unexpected loyalty in her eyes. As they prepared to depart, Maya rushed to Elias. Words seemed inadequate, but her eyes conveyed everything. Come back to me, she whispered. Always, he promised. Their small team fought their way to the extractor, losing Ward and others in the process. At the critical moment, as Elias prepared to activate the device, Vorsen troops surrounded him. Miles away, Maya watched the extractor on improvised monitors, Nara beside her. It failed, she whispered, heartbreaking. Not yet, Nara replied, eyes glowing with otherworldly light. Watch. The sky fractured as a luminary ship descended directly over the extractor. A beam of intense light enveloped the area, including Elias and the device. Maya's equipment registered an enormous energy surge as the resonance field activated, amplified beyond her calculations. The pulse spread outward, a visible wave disrupting Vorsen technology wherever it touched. Across the globe, extractors collapsed. Vorsen ships lost power, many crashing into unpopulated areas. Others retreated to orbit. Hours later, as Maya helped treat the wounded, a figure appeared on the horizon. Elias, supported by a being of light, a luminary in physical form. Their reunion was tearful, joyous, and witnessed by humans and aliens alike. Days later, as recovery began, representatives from both species met formally. The Luminary Council leader, appearing in humanoid form, addressed the gathered survivors. The Vorsen threat is contained, but not eliminated. Earth now stands at a crossroads, isolation or integration into the wider community of worlds. Maya and Elias, designated as human representatives alongside Nara, faced a future neither had imagined. Whatever comes next, Maya said, fingers intertwined with Elias's, we face it together. As the sun rose on a changed world, ships from distant stars appeared in peaceful formation. Earth's isolation had ended. The silent war had transformed into spoken peace. Humanity's light, nearly extinguished, now burned alongside others in the cosmic darkness. Nara smiled, watching Maya and Elias embrace under the new dawn. Every ending, she murmured, is just another beginning.